Ruska, welcome to our next Common Classroom Errors video for Unit 10. Glad you're joining me for this because I think Unit 10, or this Unit 10 assignment, is really one of the harder ones we have in class. So, a couple things we want to keep in mind. Schritt 1. I see a good percentage of students skipping over this, missing it, and I can't give you the points because the rubric asks you, did you do Schritt 1? And so the questions are really repeated later in Schritt 2, but we need to have them answered in Schritt 1. It's okay if you just copy and paste your answers because questions are really the same, but I need to have it filled out in Schritt 1 so I can give you the points that say, did you do Schritt 1? Not a lot of points, but we want all the points we can get, right? Next point really refers to the planning stages of this. And a lot of times, if you plan your assignment well, you can get through it easier and you can do better on it. So with this, pick a German-speaking country. The vocabulary that you've learned is really focused on Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, the countries in Central Europe that speak German. If you want to get creative and say, oh, I've learned a lot about Germany, now I want to say do China, well, you're going to run into some problems, right? Because you haven't learned the word for communist. Or if you were to say, and I'm going to pick North Korea, something like People's Republic of is going to be a vocabulary that you don't know, right? So we run into some problems for that, and that can take you down some roads we don't want to go down. So Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, those are some good choices of countries because you'll know the vocabulary for it. The political issues that you learned about in class and you have the vocabulary for, you'll know those. And that'll really help you get going and be able to do a good job. Speaking of the political parties, that's one place that some students also run into some problems. And this is meant to be my imitation of the worksheet, so I know high quality graphics and all that. But what this last question is asking for is, tell the political parties' positions on these specific issues listed in this box. Well, really the box on your worksheet, because I didn't write everything out in here. But it just lists a couple different issues that the political parties will have. The European Union, refugees, migrant workers, the environment. So we want to keep in mind that we're just picking two political parties. It doesn't need to be any two specific ones. Just pick two of them, and then write what they feel about these issues here. And I'm going to say that because we want to be sure we're staying inside the vocabulary we've learned. They might have some strong positions on other issues. Just ignore that. Remember, the point of the assignment is really just to show what you've learned in class. One important skill that I think you want to work on, and is really helpful this assignment, start by planning out what you're going to say in German. And you're going to do that by going to the vocabulary lists, looking through it, seeing what vocabulary you can use. You might take a look at the unit again, see some examples of how things are phrased, and then answer your question based off of what you've learned how to say already. If you start planning in English,